Hey guys, and I had to open the Dragon again after playing for about a couple hours. I mentioned that it started to act weird, and from what I learned, like left capstan was rotating slower than needed. It started dragging when forward direction, and in the reverse direction, tape started bubble. So I opened it and started to measure, and on the right motor we have a nice signal, 6 volts, sinusoidal signal, and on the left motor it's initially higher, like was 16, now it's 18 volts after it's warm up, and then like after it's work like 10-15 minutes, I see like on the sinusoid it starts to open the gate, so both transistors open and it started to act weird. So I prepared spare parts. Luckily I have, because I was ordering more when I was restoring my Dragon. So for one motor I have, like for half of another motor. So I have 3 pairs. So I will try to wait a little bit to show you how the signal will look like when it's both transistors opens together, and it's just like crazy form. And I believe that would be a reason why it acts weird. So let me see if it's already changed or not. Yeah, C form started to behave worse and worse, and it started like to change sinusoidal like into different shape, and then it starts just like opens, and it's just will be like cuts off the line. Let's wait a little bit more. I believe it starts again because it was already doing that. Because I initially like I didn't get it, like wow, in Flutter on the Dragon that should not be like that. So, and then like it started to act even worse, even worse. Like you see, for shape is changing already. So transistor warm up. Okay. I just was measuring, but I did turn off deck while I was searching transistors. Then I decided I can make a video with that. So that's how it will look like. So these guys here, they sitting in pair. I was thinking, so why? They're like 2 completely identical motors. One is here and controls, and another is here. And here we have 6 volts, and here 6 volts sinusoidal. So, and it's goes to the motor. And here we have 16 volts. And now you've seen it's already like 20 volts. I have read that this can be, but this was not the case with my previous deck. Okay, it's dropped to 14 volts now. Whenever it's happening. So you see it's intermediate wave, and here is all the transistors. You see, when it crosses 0, there is straight line, like it's opens. And the second pair. Here we go. Okay, I will not hold you longer. I will wait till it's fail again, try to record video, and then replace. See you. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm measuring, and it's already acting weird. So, come on, let's do different direction. Yeah, you see it? That's how these transistors, they should not be open both together. That's how they kill the speed. You see what's happening? Wow, that's crazy, you see? Okay, time to replace. See you soon. Well guys, I replaced the transistors as you may see, but this weird dance is continue. I will have to look more what I will do with these boards. This shouldn't be so. I'm trying to adjust levels, it just too high levels and transistors get open. See, in the original position is 21 volt. Okay. Let's see. I just don't get why it's so high voltage on this motor. 16 volts now, 17. And on the other motor 5.6, 6.2. That's it, and it's enough to work. Really. Maybe capacitors. Never. Let me take a longer look on this deck. What's going on? Capstans rolling, but this jumps may affect. Okay, let's see. Be sitting like that. This jump may affect speed and stability. I will give it sitting like that to see if it will change behavior when it will warm up or what will be happening. So far it's weird. But these capacitors are 40 years old and all parts are 40 years old, so I'm trying to my best to make it running. On the previous two Dragons I fully recopied this board and it was running with no problem. But I don't have these capacitors. I just order it. They will come in a week or so. We'll see. Okay, thanks for your time. See you. Bye-bye. Well guys, I finally found the reason. So I measured that when pinch rollers lower it, voltage on the both motors is about 4 volts and they run smoothly. But when pinch rollers up, they press to the capstans up and we have a worn bearings. I just can feel with my finger like going up and down, like this capstan is clicking. Like really it's about 0.3, 0.5 millimeter. I just like pushing this end up and down and it's clicking like up and down, like about 0.5 millimeter. Right one a little bit better, but it's already, I can feel like that. I already feel like it clicks. So it's the reason, same as head worn, these capstan bearings from brass get worn either. And when this metal capstan shafts goes up, they sit into the narrow place and they cannot spin freely. That's where like increased voltage gets to the coils to spin motors to the necessary speed. And then like left, right is 6 volt, it's still more or less fine. But left gets to up to 20 volts, overheats, transistors start to open, and we have the problem speed start vary. I'm so sad. This deck looks very nice, like no significant scratches, very beautiful. Electrically it sound, but head and this bearings is an issue. I will let owner know. I have a spare tape transport from Nakamichi 481 I measure it capstans, so they are same size, 3 millimeter on the left side and 2.5 millimeter on the right side. So I will propose owner try to replace these bearings because they are swappable. They just are screwed like that, you see, to the base. So I may try to use them if he will accept. But that's it. That would be all for tonight. I'm sad. I would not do anything more. Let me know your thoughts. Bye bye. In this video, I like to show you how friendly Dragon is to just remove tape transport. So we have to remove top cover, bottom cover, front panel, disassemble controls board, then unsolder the wire which goes to the motor, the ground wire, remove connectors from heads here, remove connectors from the azimuth board, then remove power board to be able to get to the connector for the bias, for the rise head. It's just like not very friendly design. And after that, I would be able to unscrew tape transport and remove it in the opposite side. And I have to do it again with this deck. I'm trying like to see if I can replace capstan bearings. I will check if they are the same size. We'll see. See you in the next parts. Hey guys, and here I'm disassembled Nakamichi Dragon tape transport. Here is the bearings base, and I just open it, this one from Nakamichi 481, and this base looks pretty similar, except probably this ring. Let me see. First of all, let's measure capstan if it will fit. It fits pretty well from this side. Need to measure the height. I'm afraid it's just lower because this capstan sits on the base. It doesn't pushes to the base here, and this one probably higher because it rotates. Okay, let's measure. It would be interesting if they are interreplaceable. So okay, resetting. No. We can just measure here. 6.7 millimeter. One more time. 6.9. So about 7 millimeters. And here. 8.7. So we're somewhere about 1 millimeter short. But let me measure here the distance. .5, and on this tape transport 19.26. So this stands are different, so I believe the height may work. Let me see diameter of the coil. 8.85. 9 millimeter. And this one 8.95. So it's close. Why this one doesn't work? 8.94. 890, 894, 895. So it's my work. Okay, let me do more checks, and I will try the coils if they will fit, and I will try capstans. I will see how they work. I believe they are pretty similar in size. Let me continue working on it. Okay guys, as you may see, I just removed Nakamichi 481 bearings with the base, and those black are just the cups, so I removed it already from the right one. So the oil ring and a cup, not a big deal. If we will remove it, it will look exactly like Nakamichi Dragon, no difference. Our goal is to make sure that they will work and will work properly. This has a less wear. I will currently try the capstan and see if it will play or not in this bearing, and if it's everything fine, then I will remove the old bearings from the Nakamichi Dragon and install this one. So far it looks pretty close. Only difference is, I believe, this cut is a little bit higher than this one. Let me see. No, it's almost the same. Okay. Now let's check heat. And heat looks pretty the same. Okay, I will still measure. And this caliper, and let's see. Okay, moving on. See you. Hey guys, and here I'm back again. I pulled the shaft, not shaft, bearings base. You see? So this is the one, and this is another. So they are very close. Only difference is in this back here. So I want half of this back here, which is machined. So Dragon is 1 millimeter longer here. We'll see. I will try to install. I will try to add a spacer if it would not be enough, because we still have this high slippery spacers from nylon, I believe, on the capstans. I will measure WOW and Flutter and see if it will help. So if not, so fortunately I will be guessing. I checked the new one, it holds capstan pretty well, so there is no free movement, like maybe less than 0.1 millimeter, very little. And with this one, you see the hole yourself. So let me put both together so you may check the holes. Color looks a little bit different for me. Dragon a little bit more reddish. There's both sintered brass, so it should work. Okay, moving on. Probably this would be the hardest restoration I ever did. We'll see. See you in the next parts. And here, guys, I like to show you how the old Dragon bearings has been worn. So I will use microscope. Let me set my phone so I would be able to show you how it's placed. Oh yeah. Now take a look. See? As I told you, about 0.5 millimeter of the free play in multiple directions. And when this wear gets not round, you see there is enough oil I put there before. It's still oil there, but when there is not enough oil, and oh, you see here we have ellipse And here it gets better. You see, pinch roller pushes capstan into the like ellipse, and it's stops spinning well. Okay, let me. I'm already get other one install it. Let me uninstall it. Let's see how it will perform on the not so worn bearing. That's what I'm just feeling with my hand, that capstan is playing, and like I feel like it's clicking between different positions. Okay, and here let me put the new one. So I'm removing the Dragon bearing and install the dry bearing from 481. Put it back here. Now, okay, let's see. It has a little bit in this position, but that's it. I can feel just a little bit movement with my fingers, but it's not clicking, it's round. See? And that was enough to kill wow and Flutter, put significant load to the motor. Okay. See, again, this is less worn. It's still a little bit worn, but it's not so bad as the Dragon. Now, let me get Dragon bearing back. It has a little bit different lengths. I need to refocus. That's how it sits when it rolls free, right? When it rolls just by when pinch roller's down, okay? And here I'm just push from one side, and you see how bigger the hole is. Wow. I just feel how it's everything clicking there. And despite all the oiling, you can do nothing with that. Actually, new bearing is needed. Okay, hope now you see and believe me what I'm doing, and we will be measuring all together when I'm installed. We will measure wow and Flutter. As you remember, when I measured initially, it showed a little bit elevated. I hope it will normalize it and it will not be so big. See you soon. And here, guys, the second capstan, which has a 2.5 millimeter shaft, and here is a picture. So let me show you how it performs. It's a little bit better, but you still see it's worn either. You see how differently opening is when I move in. Okay, and let's get the one from 481. And let's see a little bit different ones. Okay, here. It has a little play, but still better than the original Dragon. Okay, maybe not. Maybe approximately the same. Let's get back original. Oh, I just feel with my hands that it's bigger. It has clicking sound, like clicking feeling. And that one, so that's smooth. I will replace both of them. This may mean spacers, but I bet result will be better. than with the original. Okay, we'll be assembling now. See you soon. Okay guys, we had another problem. Get another problem. So this cut here on the end of the Dragon base is for snap rings for these parts, which should hold coil in place. And here this snap rings doesn't fit. I'm thinking what I will be doing next, but it's getting more and more interesting, really. See you. Hey guys, and here how I solved this problem. I used the snap rings, I call earrings, are 9mm, and they hold very well. So I wouldn't be able to pull it with my hand. Good. I'll try to assemble and measure what I will get. Let's see. Okay, I just assembled and we have a problem. Good news, both capstans rotate. Bad news, left capstans rotate too quick. I would need to see is there an issue with FG coil. So I will disconnect these FG coil connectors and measure if they measure well. I thought this should work in this position. Really, so much work. Just a pain. Okay, we'll disassemble again. Okay, I just disconnected the blue connector and connected it to the oscilloscope, and when I'm rotating the capstan, you see, so there is a signal, and this motor works well. Let me disconnect the other one and see what's maybe the root cause. Okay, that's the other one. It gives signal, but it's not so strong, I believe, as the other one. It's noisy. I'm afraid I will have to disassemble, make sure they will produce both the same signal. Maybe just coil sits too low. It's too close to the board. Okay, let me see what I can do. It just will be a pretty tricky solution. Okay guys, I'm just checking what's happening. When tape transfer sits in this position, capstan gets closer to the coil and I have 50 millivolt signal. But when we put it vertically, the capstans have a magnet on the back which pulls them to the motor coils here and to this metal base. And as a result, they get a little bit far away from the coils and we don't have enough signal. On left we have a little bit more, but on this right coil signal gets a very minimum and motor cannot understand its speed. So, and here we go. I would probably try play around the height of these coils, but it would be pretty hard to make everything working. I will play around to see what I can do here. See you in the next part. Bye-bye. Okay, as I pull coils a little bit up, you may see I'm rotating and there is cool about 80 millivolts signal. It's really, really nice. What I did, I put two 9mm earrings below. Okay, now it gets to the better position, same here. Now I will try to clip it with earrings on top and see if it will hold well. See you soon. Okay, I installed rings and now it holds pretty well, right? And boom, it doesn't hold. I'm not sure how I will deal with that. Maybe I will do some thin, not holes but scratches, like to make sure that ring will be sitting there. Because I'm not sure what to do. See, this one holds better, but still, like if some guy from UPS will just drop it, boom, we have coils disconnected. Let me play more. See you. Then guys, I tried to reverse the metal covers. You see, I put this one on top with this. It didn't work. Still thinking how to deal with it. Okay guys, I found the proper height, so that would be the proper height for these coils to work good. So see, I'm rotating and it gets 100 millivolts. Pretty good signal, right? The only thing I'm struggling is how to retain them now. We get to the very edge of the stands, and like I don't think I have a good idea how to retain the coils in this position so they don't fall up during shipping. Probably I will glue them with epoxy. Still thinking. We'll see. Thank you and bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the final test before gluing coils with epoxy. Both capstans running with a normal speed, as you see, and we get voltage reduced to less than 3 volts. And it was 4 volts before in the motors run without the pitch roll raised. Okay, now I will try to raise it with my hand and show you. Oh, actually I need 2 hands, so forgive me for a second. I will raise the heads and we will measure with the pinch rollers up what voltage would be. Okay, and here pinch rollers fully up, and we have 7 volts on the motor, on the left one. And I'm measuring here on the potentiometer. And it's still running, no issues. Frequency 15 gears, which goes to the coil, as you may see yourself. I may try to reduce to check. Yes, it's 15 gears. And it's quite stable. Right. I manually raise it. So, and it's fully tied to the top, maximum top position. I cannot stretch my hand to do it with one hand. I need 2 hands. Let me pull them back down. Okay, I just did a couple more tests. So this is the right motor, and it gets 7.6 volts, and the left gets 7.8 volts. When I fully push pinch rollers manually to the top position. And it's less than 4 volts on both motors when pinch rollers are down. So it's the reason of overheating Dragon. So if your Dragon gets very hot, this means that it's worn. Bearings worn, motors have to do more work, more friction in the motor, and it results that more power is applied from the motor board, control board, to the coils to spin them. And as a result, bigger current goes through transistors, and transistors heat more, and it overheats. So far, you may see it's working for a couple of minutes now, and no issues. I believe I'm good to glue the coils and then do a long test. So, see you. Bye-bye. And here I'm back. Let me share results. So everything assembled with replaced stands with capstan bearings. Everything rolls. Here is a right capstan, so 4 volts for the standby mode, forward playback, about 9 volts. Multi-screen sinusoidal signal, reverse, 9 volts. Okay, clear. Now switching to the second motor. Here, 4 volts, fast forward, 9 volts. Clear signal, reverse, 11 volts. Okay, I will let it work in this position for maybe half an hour to see if there will be any change. I hope it would not, because we solved the main problem that was causing. I believe it now will be heating less than before. Let me observe it and I will let you know. So for you it will be just a second. See you. Bye-bye. Okay guys, it's been 10 minutes. Put the tape in and I make it running. And the voltage dropping, so it was 10 volts when we did the first start, and now it's already at 8 volts. So I believe this means a success of this repair. Remember, it was starting from 16 and going to 21 volt. I will continue for the next maybe half an hour, just to make sure that everything works fine. So the temperature of transistors normalized. They warm. I would not say they cold. They still dissipate some heat, but I like it more. So oscillogram looks better. Let's check the second. Second still, it's around 10 volts. It not dropping. Okay, maybe it will settle up with the new bearings. And the first one at 8 volts, I'm like 780. I'm measuring right here, peak to peak values. Okay, good. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about this repair. But the old bearings were not possible to use. Like 15 minutes control, board overheats, and we don't have stable wow and flutter. And in half an hour you can hear that wow and flutter crazy. And like later I had tape stop twice. So, and that's before I realized there is a problem. I was like puzzled why. Okay, it cost me like to disassemble this tape transport 3 times, but now it works and I'm happy. It's much more work than I expected. Usually I do just like 1 disassembly, but with some of tape transport I've met, I had quite a few. So to make it running perfectly, for example, with IVA 990, which I fixed it, I believe. I disassembled tape transport 4 times, and additionally 3 times was struggling like to install it in the body. So it was like don't working, like don't sitting well. Like, and to make it perfect, it takes time, believe me. Same was with my Sony 801 2L deck. Like I was crying. I was like disassembling 7 times right well and 4 times left well, unless like it started to work perfectly. I had 3 built motors, like to make sure that everything works good. Let's see. It's still working, still good results. I'm happy. See you. Bye bye. And hello guys. So I just assembled everything after about an hour. Looks like everything works. I didn't close the cover yet. So let's see what we'll get. I don't know numbers myself yet. So that's the speed 3152. And here is about in Flutter 0.021, 20, 22, 25, 22. You see, we get the same wow in Flutter as I get on my Nakamichi Dragon a couple months ago. It's pretty cool. So this means that tape transfer now works smoothly and properly. No more issues. Hey guys, and as this Dragon become quite good from mechanical perspective, I'm also discuss it with the owner and I install it and did adjustment for the frequency response. It now looks much better. So here is the source, here is the tape, and it's almost correspond to the frequency response tape on the front direction. On the reverse it's a little bit low. I'm not sure like what else I can do, but at least it will be playing tapes and recording really nice. Next I would try to play back tapes with the songs to make sure that it plays really nice, and then I will do recordings, and then we'll do a long test like 4-5 hours to see how it will record and play. So you'll see, very complex repair. I hope owner will be enjoying this deck for years. Thank you and bye bye. Also, I'm just installing the metal tape, and here is the frequency response. So source and tape. I believe really good. Almost not possible to hear differences. And it's Sony Metal XR. Ooh. Good. Happy. You? Hey guys, and here I decided to test my tapes, which I recorded on my Dragon, just to make sure that we are fine. And here is the results. They are better than the original tape I have. So it's 3000 Hz tapes. You see, ideal 3000 Hz. And wow and Flutter 0.02%. That's how good Dragon should work, and peak to peak goes to 0.035. But still pretty cool. Alright, now let's check the second tape, which I recorded in my other video. Speed is perfect. Wow, and Flutter is perfect. That's what you should get from your Nakamichi Dragon. Very good results. That's cool. Thank you. See you and bye-bye.